Well, today we're gonna look at Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. As you can see, tiny, look at this. This is the pretty much United States, and you can see here just a tiny dot, but extremely important for the Americans and to some extension to the entire world, I would say. And look at this. This is pretty much a square, almost a square, and every decision, I would say, in the United States, at least the most important ones, and the world are taken here pretty much. So I want to look first of all at some data. I think this is the US Capitol, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, US Capitol. We have here like the memorial. I think like there's a Lincoln Memorial at some point here. Not sure exactly. This one, I don't think is that deep. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't even go there, but how deep is the water here? I don't think it's that deep. You just can walk on the surface pretty much. Very nice architecture, as you can see. They're looking pretty good so far. And keep in mind, this is a city-state pretty much, and this is the White House. So it's gonna be interesting. The flag, wow, that's interesting. Like few strips and 3 stars. I'm not sure exactly what symbolized, but it is what it is. The seal, okay, probably some sort of a constitution here, and a guy to enforce the constitution at some point. And they have an eagle here. It's a lot of things going on here. This is the district, I guess, how they separate them, but I don't think it's that big in the first place. So yeah, I want to look first about the population. As always, population is around 700,000 people, so not that much, but you can see it's very dense because it's a small area. Federal GDP, by the way, federal capital city and district, I'm not sure exactly which is the difference between them. It's 184,000 billion. Not sure exactly how they 184,000. No, I think it's 184 billion US dollars, and metro area 749 billion US dollars, which is a lot, especially for not that many people. I guess per capita they should do pretty well, but we don't have I think those information, if I'm not mistaken, but it seems to do well on the paper. We have some historical images here, as you can see. It's a really nice area. They have even some forests here. Okay, so my mistake. They have some sort of area. We're gonna look in a second. Yeah, they have a few of them, but not that much. But probably that's it. That's all you can see. In the winter, that looks also pretty nice. Overall, I kind of have some high expectation, I have to say. Some areas probably they're not gonna do that well, but keep in mind, this is DC, this is the capital. It's not like in European cities or pretty much or not any city in the world, I would say, any country in the world that the capital is the most advanced, the most rich, the biggest city in the entire country. United States clearly is not the case, but it's a different aspect, I would say, that we are not used to it here. Population historically, as you can see, they're on an all-time high, I would say, but you can see, look at this, 14% population increase in 2020 in the pandemic year. But they have on the minor, not exactly all time. Look at it, the all time was around here, 1950s. Wow, that's interesting. So now they're just marginally increased, so probably gonna see again some sort of a decrease in population. Not sure exactly, but we will see. Whites are here, blacks are here, Hispanics, God knows where, and others. So yeah, pretty separated, I would say, but I'm not sure exactly which one is which here. It doesn't seem to be. I mean, when you look on the map, this is the DC here. It's like a lot of outside area, so I'm assuming this part here it's black, this one it's white, pretty much. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they actually have a difference there, but it's a nice map, I would say. Have some sort of a riots, I will assume. Yeah, nice churches as always in the Western countries, in the Christian religion. Economy, yeah, they have some sort of a buildings that they get some sort of a pretty big arts, pretty big influence. Yeah, overall I would say so far, I mean, it looks nice from the picture. Americans always took some great pictures back in my photography days. I think the Americans use a lot of Nikon, also Canon, but they send, I mean, I remember like I don't know, like 15 years ago or something like that, when the LSLR was a pretty hot deal. Uh, Most of the picture that was looking up was like 90% from United States, and they make looking pretty much everything good there. Washington DC, I'm not sure it's a Democrat state. Look at this, a Lincoln statue here. Probably it's a more Democrat than Republican. But wow, that's a really nice. What is that? The Library of Congress. That looks very nice. That's how a library should look like. Judging by the color. America Choice 2016 on CNN. Yeah, oh, looks pretty nice. The background. That's a really nice background. Wow. And the White House there, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, I have to say. The bus, yeah, I'm not interested in that. It's just, I think it's absolutely garbage. Public transportation, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever in the future. But again, it is what it is. Some sort of a presidential arriving. But let's dive right into it. Let's see how those people actually live. And I want to start here on the far south of the district. I'm not sure, the state. Not sure exactly how we should call this one, but let's check the highway first. And looking pretty good. I mean, that's probably the exit of the state pretty much. 3 lanes. 3 lanes, I think it's a bit excessive, but it is what it is. They have probably a lot of traffic. But this is what, September 2025, very recently, and they're doing very well. I mean, the quality of the pavement, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's check these ones here. Probably supposed to be more blacks here, as we can see on that map, but we will see how actually people live here and how accurate that it is. So far, they're looking pretty good. Yeah, there are more blacks here. A bit of the garbage here, but nothing crazy, I would say. This is what, 2018? Wow, just before pandemic. Things changed since then, so interesting that the Google Streetcar didn't go here more often. Such a shame. But overall, they're looking pretty nice, I have to say. I mean, it's a classic American. Not sure if we can go here. Oh, actually, we can go here. This is what? 2018 again. I mean, yeah, not exactly the greatest of the greatest. I mean, look at this garbage here, whatever happening here. But we've seen worse. And let's move out to this one. Oh, that looks better. I mean, again, a lot of garbage here, but let's say, yeah, there are more blacks here. Let's say it's a windy day, but what the fuck? Look how much garbage it is here. And those guys doesn't even bother to pick them up. Huh. But the housing look pretty interesting. It's like housing, it's apartments pretty much. Here probably at some point supposed to be like a pool or something. I'm not sure. This one they clean it now, so it makes this pretty good. I mean, they look pretty interesting, but yeah, not exactly the American lifestyle that everyone thinks of when we say America. It's just a lot of people are crowded in a small place here. They cannot end well. They never do. And yeah, it just does not look that great. Not sure exactly what's probably some sort of a public housing or something like that. Like we used to have in a communist era, but I don't know. Doesn't seem too great that there. Here it's better. That's pretty nice in here. A bit better. Oh, they still have like some sort of apartments again. And judging by the bars on the doors, wow, I think it's the first time we see bars, at least that I noticed in the United States, bars on the door, not on the windows, but bars on the door, for God's sake. Huh. Ain't that something? In Washington, D.C., the capital, you see bars on the doors, pretty much. It's a Corvette. Pretty nice. They're looking nice. I mean, overall, it's clean. If we consider those apartments, they get higher points. If we consider them housing, they get lower points. So we're gonna go with apartments there. They have pretty decent apartments. Again, this is a more black area, blackish area, so keep your expectation low. Again, some sort of apartments here. They have 2 entries, same building, 2 different type of people living there, pretty much. Car, this is what? This is 2021, right in the pandemic here. Cars pretty decent. Housing, mm, uh, apartments, let's call it with apartments. If they're apartments, they're pretty nice. They have a garden. An apartment with a garden, they're looking pretty good. If they're housings, ugh, not even close. But yeah, overall, they have a bit more cars on the street that I would like to see. But because they have apartments and they have many cars, I think it's gonna be justified. What the fuck happened here with this guy? So yeah, again, bars on the doors. Wow, we didn't see that before. I mean, maybe I didn't notice, but I don't remember from the state that I did so far that we saw bars on the doors. So far in the United States. On the windows, yeah, we don't have it. I don't think we are gonna see that. That would be absolutely crazy, but we see bar on the doors, which is absolutely insane, but it is what it is. Here it's a more American style area, and this is what, 2022. They already see a Porsche here, looking pretty old Porsche and an old Q7, but man, they're looking great in United. I mean, on American streets, they look better than on the European one, I have to say. Yeah, a bit more classic American houses, I would say. I mean, just a real house, although the land is not that big and they're pretty close to each other, but at least it's an individual house. I'm not sure exactly why those idiots push for those apartments building, especially even in California. They say, oh, we're gonna reduce the pricing. No, it doesn't. They're gonna make it even more expensive because now they can cash even more on the profits. And you end up with an ugly city pretty much. So no, look at this. Look at the countryside. That's the solution, not whatever the fuck they promote now. Again, bars on the windows. Although they have some sort of aesthetics here, I would say, but still bars on the windows. They don't look that nice. A lot of cars on the street. I don't like that. And yeah, back with the apartments, with the lowering the cost of the housing. It's very easy. Just move outside the cities, fix the work, fix everything. If you fix the work somehow and the economy, that's it. You pretty much fix the most of the problem that you have in any country, not just in the United States. But yeah, overall, it's more acceptable here. And keep in mind, this is still a black area pretty much, and this is still a state city, let's call it like that. So I think they're looking pretty decent so far. I mean, I have lower expectation, but we're gonna see in the white areas if there is such huge difference or not. Yeah, as you can see, more blacks here. Speed hump. It's not a speed bump, it's a speed hump, like a camel. Something happened. This is 2022. This guy just fucked up his Infinity car, which is pretty much a Nissan. Yeah, more blacks here, as we can see. Somebody wants to throw those away. I think that's a nice Corolla. Wow, they're looking pretty good. Even Corolla looks fixed. I think like everything looks better on the American street somehow. Yeah, a little bit of chaos here in this yard, and you can see more blacks here again. So clearly we are in a black area here. Ooh, some dumpster there that I'm not sure exactly what's happening. So probably that's why that's explaining these bars on the doors here, which is pretty sucks. But again, they don't have bars on the windows. So like, what the fuck is the point having on the door, but on the window is like right. I don't know. Maybe the thieves they don't like to go on the window. They just like on the door or something like that. I don't know. More I think I don't think it's a no. It's an apartment buildings pretty much. You have two people, two different family, two different people living in the same house. They have the same wall. Then you have an apartment. It's not a house. But overall, the street looks clean, looks nice. Even though it's back alley, it's again a garbage day. For whatever reason, Google choose to go in the street views in the garbage day, pretty much, from as far as we can see. Or maybe it's a coincidence, I don't know. But seems to be happened a lot of often than I would assume. But yeah, I like the trees. I like the roads. It does look pretty good, and keep in mind a black area, so. Pretty good, I have to say. Let's move here. I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah, it's not that much different. I'm not sure exactly what's happening to this house. Maybe it's abandoned. So yeah, in that case, it's a bit more acceptable, but not that much. God knows what's happened here. It's a lot of things. It's a very tiny house for the American markets. Cars on the streets. Yeah, pretty This is what, 2020, Silverado. Pretty good. This is what, 2014. Oh, bars on the windows. Okay, on the ground level at least. Bars on the windows we see there. Not everyone, because again, black area. Not everyone has the bars on the doors and the windows, but yeah, some guys, they have it. So clearly there is some problems. Definitely some, I'm not sure like why they blurred this one. It's kind of stupid, but whatever reason they blurred it. Probably like some safe house or whatever. It is there. So the government asked them to blur that one. I assume, again, I'm not sure. But overall, they're doing pretty well. Pretty well. I mean, they have nice streets here. They have clean ones so far. Bars on the windows and doors, but oof, that's gonna deduct some points, and does not look good for this area. But again, it's a black area, so I guess I can expect that here. They kind of like to kill each other, or I don't know, steal from each other, and yeah, cross the river. Let's see how they live here. Maybe it's even better here, but definitely apartments building 100% here. Yeah, but they're looking pretty good. This is what, 2025 April, very very recently. Nice lanes here. They have even a bicycle lanes, a bit too close, I would say. The parking area, then just gonna pretty much fucked up one of those bicycles there, but I guess it's fine. Looks pretty good for the apartment district, let's call it like that. Yeah, this grass doesn't seem that doing so well. They didn't cut that much. Again, August, even more recently, they're looking pretty good. Cars looking pretty good, but yeah, because it's an apartment area, pretty much they don't have parking just on the streets. Bars on the doors again. They don't have even a back alley. I think they just can go there and park their cars. They have some sort of an alley here, but not for cars. I assuming they have a BMW X5 there. I have to say again, they looking better on the American streets, for God's sake. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened here. I mean, I don't expect to be absolutely perfect, you know, but so far in the outside areas, outside of the cities, they seem to do almost perfect in the United States. So kind of, they are some sort of a victim of their own success. They put the bar so high with what we see so far, and now I kind of expect to see the same thing. But in some area, not that great. I mean, this one doesn't look so great, I have to say. But the buildings looks pretty nice. I have to say, there's decent architecture, but again, it's an apartment building, so I'm not a big fan of those. Even though they look way better than if you compare these apartments with the European apartments, yeah, American wins again. It's just not even close. Just they look way, way better than the Europeans one. Some sort of a golf course here, which looks pretty nice from above. Let's check them on the ground. I don't think this is a golf course here. Probably is right there. So yeah, but they looking pretty good. Okay, we know the president likes to play golf, so I guess that's why they build them one. I assuming this is what the where is the White House? This is the Capitol. They're going to the Capitol, for God's sake. And this is definitely the Capitol. Yeah, looking pretty good. Not sure exactly how easy is the access from the street. And then we need to have this. I'm not sure exactly how they call this one. I thought that is the Lincoln Memorial. I know for sure. But this one, I have to look it up. But it's extremely important also. And this is gotta be the Lincoln Memorial, 100%. Absolutely great. I don't think we can see him. Oh yeah, he's right there. You can see him. Just the military is here also. This is what, 2017. Yeah, they're looking what is the White House? It has to be something close, I think, right? It's gotta be here. I think that's the White House. Can we check this one? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's the White House. And we have access that close. I mean, they're doing pretty well. Probably this where the helicopter goes to get the president. Here on the other side, I assuming from the street level, some sort of a park. Yeah, and you can see the White House from this part. Pretty good. I mean, look at go in a 3D mode. We can see the White House. I'm not sure exactly where is the Oval Office, but from this one, it's perspective. From this one, it's a bit different. Both of them are looking pretty good, and it's a lot of areas here. Not sure exactly what happens here with the construction, but it seems like even the street is blocked for a while or whatever's happening there. Yeah, overall they're looking pretty good, and I like it. It's a right nice area. This is probably like those three buildings, I would say. Three buildings. The White House, the Capitol, and the Lincoln Memorial, and this one in the middle here are the most important here. So that's it, pretty much. That's the whole power, I would say, political power at least, in the United States, in the world at some point, to some extent. Pretty interesting. Yeah, this one looks pretty good too. I mean, a classic American buildings, uh, business buildings. The gay flag right here to be on full display in case you didn't see it so far. Wow, look at this. What car was that? I think it was the Mercedes GLE, if I'm not mistaken. They're looking pretty good again, I have to say. Yeah, on the GLE 53 AMG. Not exactly a real AMG, but they're looking pretty sharp on the American streets, I have to say. They just look nice. Unfortunately, I'm not sure exactly the speed limits, how they are, but they have to get higher. They're just way too low for again, another gay flag here. Oh, they have like a gay parade or something. This is the gay month. What the fuck is here? It's August 2025. Why the fuck you want to have on the every pole the gay flag? There is nothing to celebrate, for God's sake. It's like, let's put a straight flag every day. There is nothing to celebrate, for God's sake. Just so stupid. Just the way it is, I guess. Yeah, overall they're looking sharp as we used to it. Now we're gonna go pretty much more in the white area. Let's start from here. Let's see how the white's living. It's that much different, or it's just pretty much the same as black? So far not that much of difference, although I have to say not that much garbage, and again it's a garbage day. The front lawns looks better, I have to say. More space, they keep the car inside. They're on the streets too, but oh, that's pretty nice. I mean, kind of prefer to live in this area, I have to say. Not sure exactly what this one's supposed to symbolize, but interesting if we find some gay flags in a white areas, because in a black one we didn't. We have the state flag, I think, or something. I don't know exactly what it is. Oh, gay flag right here. So yeah, I guess the whites are more gay than the blacks. I'm not sure, but we see, oh, they have a flag here and another one here. And now this is what, October 2025. I'm not sure exactly what political is that one, but they have at some point the gay flag. This is 2009 and 2018, and then they kind of removed the flag. I guess they're not gay anymore. I'm not sure. Opa, I see something here. I see something interesting here. What is that? Warning, neighborhood watch. Like, what the fuck that even means? I mean, like, you have, oh, it's Halloween, it's October, for God's sake. Neighborhood patrol watch or something like that. I mean, like, they have problem with it. It's a white area, I guess. They have problems with thieves here, I'm assuming. I don't know, people barging in. Overall, this seems, yeah, very white, I would say. Very white area, very white cars, very well maintained. It looks much better than the black areas. But the black set didn't look that bad either, I have to say. I'm not gonna punch them down, whatever like that, whatever they say. It was pretty decent too. It was pretty good. Pretty good, but yeah, the white ones, definitely way better. Look at the land, much bigger land, but also it's kind of on the outside of the main main part of the state, city, whatever you want to call it. But they looking sharp so far. Let's go a bit closer. Let's see if the land probably is getting smaller now, more crowded, but still they're looking pretty sharp. This is what, 2025 again, July, very recently. That's a nice Alfa Romeo. Wow, we didn't see that even in Europe. I don't see them that many, especially in Romania. I don't see them that many. But probably they don't do that well with sales here. But in the United States, they're doing pretty decent so far, I guess. So that's a really nice Volvo with like a 6-wheeler. Probably is the V70, if I'm not mistaken. One of the greatest car ever produced by humans. And another Volvo here and a Subaru, I assume, here. So yeah, clearly a white area. When you see Subaru and Volvo, clearly a white area. It just are two metrics, two cars that you can actually see them. That's it. It's a white area, pretty much. Overall, yeah, it's looking better. I'm not sure exactly how cheap or how expensive it is. Oh, look at this Q8. I mean, no, it's not a Q8. I think it's an electric Q4. Wow. Um, I'm not sure exactly how expensive it's gonna be to live in those areas, or how much it's gonna be to buy a house. Pretty much, uh, if you afford that, if you don't want to rent. Wow, they kind of fucked up this house, but I guess if they build another one better, so good for them. But yeah, it doesn't seem. I mean, like judging by the cars, at least, it doesn't seem to do like a cheap area, I have to say. But even in those small streets here, they kind of find a way to park their cars, see, inside to not keep them on the street. It's pretty good. They have the land, they have the possibility, which is good. Overall, yeah, clearly a much smaller land. Let's check those one. But I have a lot of green, which I like it. You know, I like to keep things very green, but again, not exactly the American way that I like to see. And this is what 2011, and how much they built in 2025. Not a big fan. Not a big fan, I have to say. It's way too small. It's not American. I like this X5 and the Volvo right there. In the car department, they're doing very well. In the housing department, probably expensive and small yards, I would say. The house itself, it's still big, way bigger than the European size ones. But yeah, overall, not exactly on my taste. It is not from I see like Americans when you have. I mean, we see state outside the big city. Here, it's a different. Yeah, I get it. It's not exactly one-to-one comparison, but we see less, let's say, populated state, less populated, not less populated than this one, but we see bigger states with like housing on the nice, big, lots of land, and that kind of stick with you, I would say, when you say American house, American style, American lifestyle. And then when you are throw pretty much, this is a nice smallish house for the American ones, looking pretty good, and this one it's even better. But yeah, when you have that possibility to stay in a place like that and not jamming in those small ones with everyone else, I would choose that open space one, and most likely it's gonna be definitely cheaper. Oh, look at this Mercedes, that's very nice. But again, probably they stay here because some of them, they genuinely like the lifestyle. Fine, no problem. And because of the work, most of them, they're doing very well there when they find work. So look at this bus station, how nice and clean it is. Looking pretty good. And this is some sort of an embassy, I would say, from Kosovo. Probably they're looking better than maybe even Kosovo. When you check them, they didn't look so bad. I think we saw that a lot of them just work in Switzerland and more first world countries, and they do a pretty good living. Wow, this apartment building is like the communist era in Eastern Europe. Like, what the fuck happened there? Probably those democratic leaders, let's call it like that, from the Democrat Party, they took a playbook. Took a page from the playbook of the communist, and they say, hey, we can build, wow, that's really like a communist era, what the fuck, we can build cheaper, which is not exactly cheaper, it's just cheaper for them to build it. For you, it's gonna be still expensive to buy it. Those are probably like social housing, but yeah, looks absolutely like the communist era. If you show me this picture, I would say no, that's somewhere in the Eastern Europe. 100%. It's actually in the capital of the United States, for God's sake. And you can see how the poor lives here, and some better rich live here. But the thing, I see some bars on the windows and the doors, so I assuming they mount those when you build those buildings. Yeah, doesn't look that great. Again, I'm not a big fan of any city in the world, to be honest, to live in, and especially like I say, in the future when you're gonna have like 100% delivery of anything, you don't have to even drive to the supermarket. Most likely you're gonna see an exodus of people from the cities. It's just they would like to just leave. They will not want to stay in a place that, even though it will become much cheaper, it's still not worth it. Just no. Unless you're living in an area like this, when you actually have some decent land around you and some nice life, if they living, those people that they're gonna live in apartments building, especially even in Europe, I'm talking about, but even United States, when you see those apartments buildings, yeah. Wow, that's a Rivian. That's a really expensive car. And this is what, July 2025. Most of them, they're gonna leave 100%. They're not gonna stay. Yeah, those people who live in those areas, they would like to stay. They will keep this one too. Probably they already have a second home, vacation home or whatever on the lake or somewhere nice. But most of the people, I will say that they will want to leave. They just not a great area to live. Especially like those ones, for example. This is like a white area supposed to be. I mean, look at this. I see the Subaru here. I see even an ID7, I think it's. I'm not sure exactly. No. Volkswagen electric car, another Subaru. I mean, judging by the cars, I already can say that this is a white area. And that's pretty much a white lady. I'm not sure if it's a white or black or something mixed race, but predominant, I would say, and judging by that map, it's a more white area. And have electric cars here. Let's have a Tesla. A lot of speed limits, a lot of those 2 hours parking, too. What the fuck's happening? I don't know. Like the white people likes to put indicator on anything. A lot of bureaucracy. I'm not sure what the fuck happened here. Just look at this, like how bad it looks. They didn't blow the leaves away. But overall, yeah, even here, pretty decent. But again, not big fan of those housing or those apartments. Like I said, I should call it better. But they are well maintained. So yeah, at least they have that, which is pretty good. Overall, I have to say, not impressed by the Washington DC, but in the same time, I can understand why. I think like Trump at some point want to stay in New York, if I'm not mistaken, like last mandate, last term. Now I think they stay in the White House. I'm not sure exactly, but I can understand it why. It's not like this DC is that much interesting to me. Look at these bars on the windows and the doors. Things not going well here. They're not going well for sure. Gay flags. That's the first red flag, I would say. Cars on the road, they don't have that much space to keep them in their yards, in their property area, let's call it like that. Yeah, and that's some sort of impoverishment. I mean, you will see at some point at those housing. I mean, they're looking pretty nice even on the outside, but not gonna compare with a house in the fields or in the mountains. Just everybody knows that by now. Lands and space are expensive, and those are the one that gives you the feeling of expensive and luxury. I mean, I look at these ones, that's way better. I mean, look at this than those apartments that we just saw. Even though these have a classic architecture, and many people say it could be much chance to look old on the inside than others, but this one in a colonial style looks even better. The fact that you have the land around it and how nice it is, the land, is just gonna show you the luxury feeling cannot be imitate that easy, I would say, even with the most expensive materials in a pretty much no space or a very small limited space in the city or in the small area, whatever it is, like this one. I mean, you could make it look extremely luxury, a house like this, and it could be more luxury than a lot of those in open area. But at some point, when you stay that close to the neighbor, we don't have that much land, you cannot fix that. So see what I'm talking about is like having the most luxury car, but it's an extremely small one, and there is a limit to how luxury you can make it feel, that car, and how many people that are willing to pay the price of that luxury for a small package, something like that. Overall here they are looking very nice. I like them. This is what, 2021, not that recently, but pretty good. This is 2018, just before pandemic. This is 2025 on the same street. For God's sake, we have like 3 dates. Those guys, they really like convertibles here, as you can see. They're enjoying life, probably people that they like to enjoy life. Overall here looks pretty nice, I have to say. They have a bit more land, big, not a huge amount of distance between the houses, but still much better than we see earlier. I like those colonial styles ones. Just, I mean, look at these ones. Pretty nice. pretty nice. And they have expensive cars there. And I don't know, the cable guy probably just came to fix the TV or whatever, but it's looking nice. This one, it's a more modern one. I would choose the classic one, and this guy is some sort of like Mbappe 10. I'm not sure exactly where Mbappe is playing in 2025. Probably it's like a shirt from the France national team. I think Mbappe played at some point in PSG, and I'm not sure it's like a Real Madrid right now or whatever, but I didn't watch football that much lately. And I'm a fan of Liverpool, and that's it. But even with them, I didn't watch it. Like, probably I didn't see a game this year, and last one the same. So yeah, modern houses look nice, but it cannot work when you're living that close to the neighbors. I mean, something like that can never work here, in my opinion. It's nice. I like them, but it doesn't work there. It just doesn't make that much sense, in my opinion. But again, everyone's choice. Here the same thing, nice open areas, very green. I mean, look at this, how nice it is compared with the black areas that we just saw earlier. It's way different. Just even with this area, let's check in this one. Let's see how much space they have here, and here not so much. And I still betting that this house, maybe not clearly not so expensive as those that we see earlier, but still, I don't think it's a walk in the park here either. Buying a house, it's just it's gonna be probably, I don't know, $1 million or more, which is absolutely insane with those prices. I have no idea where they came with those prices at some point. I mean, like, who the fuck thought that having like the average salary in the United States, like $50,000 or whatever it is, and the gay flag right here again. What does it say? Palisades plus Pride. I'm sure that was Palisades means. Plus Pride. What that even means? It's in Latin or what? Yeah, average salary $50,000, average price of the car $50,000, and we have the Metropolitan Police right here, and the average price in the United States is like 400, maybe like probably like $100,000, which is insane. I mean, like, who thought this is a good idea? A house, the average price of the house, again, another gay flag here. It really likes to put those gay flags everywhere in Washington, DC. The average price of the house should never be more than the average salary per year. That's it. End of story. Nothing more. So if you have like, yeah, you can have like 500,000 US dollars average price of the house if you have the same in salary of annually. The average salary is gonna be 500,000. That makes sense. Then yeah, fuck it. But if the difference is like 10 times more, it's absolutely insane. It just doesn't make any sense. Another gay flag. What the fuck? They really enjoy putting those gay flags everywhere here. This is one of those Can-Am street bullshit that they try to sell it even here in Europe, and it doesn't work that well. But for some reason, in the United States, they're a Canadian company. They have a bit more share market. We have the Ukrainian flag here, which makes absolutely no sense unless that it's the embassy, which I don't think so. Have a nice Maserati here. Those are very well cars if you are a mechanic. You're gonna make a lot of money with those. Yeah, overall they're looking good. I mean, like, even in those, look at this, not so well maintained area, they still looking good. Yeah, we seen way better ones, 100%. But even here, looking pretty sharp area, I would say. But again, it's some sort of a choice, I would say. Where do you want to live in America? You have so much opportunities. The only problem, again, I have to repeat this, it's work. If it's work, what the fuck is that? Just build a house like that? Or that is, I mean, this is 2022 and we have that roof. I don't think I see that roof here. Huh. And we have a Volvo XC90. Oh, and again, another, I mean, probably they have to get paid. I don't understand why some people put those. I mean, like, what exactly symbolize? Gay people living in that house, or what the fuck? Probably they get paid to put those flags. There is no way. Just everyone, not exactly everyone, but most of them, they have a gay flag. It's insane. Let's see if we find another one. Usually in those not so great houses, from I can see so far, but there'll be some exceptions, 100%. Wow, that's a really nice area here. Look at this, a nice small streets. Yeah, a bit. They have a garage in the back, which I like it. They keep the cars on the street. Not exactly good, but at least they have space around them. But it's a really nice, good area. I mean, nice, small, pretty good, pretty good. Vintage security. What the fuck that even means? I mean, like, what exactly that's supposed to say? Like, they have a house alarm or what? Wow, this is from 2007 when they just start making those street views. And even back then, we see this Cadillac, I think it is. They're doing pretty well back then. The quality of those, look at the quality back then and now in 2020. It's not even that recent. And it's way, way better. So we see that was the advancement that we have in technology, as we can. Even 2009 or 2007 was a huge advancement. But we got better. We got way better, which is good. Not sure exactly where we're gonna be in the next 25 years. I don't think how better can be than this one. Wow, we have a Ferrari here, for God's sake, a Ferrari Roma. I assuming is this guy's house, or I don't know. Otherwise, I will not keep a car like that on the street, for God's sake. It's just that'll make me very nervous. Probably they cannot make a parking space right here because some sort of a regulation, but that would be a much better one than just leave a car there. And we have an Aston Martin here. What the fuck? This is a really rich area, for God's sake. And again, keep it in the street. What the fuck? And I don't think it's this guy with this house. And I don't think it's this guy either. This guy, no. It's gonna be the guy behind it, 100%. It's gonna be, no, could be this guy. They have more, but the way they keep it on the street, for God's sake. But those are expensive Range Rovers. This one it is. I'm not sure exactly this one, but feels like a Range Rover. Or a Bentley. Oh, it could be a Bentley there. I'm not sure. That's a really expensive area here in United States, in Washington. I'm not sure exactly what those people are doing from work. Maybe in politics, God knows, but they're doing very well indeed from what I've seen so far. And that was a Jaguar, not this one. That one was a Jaguar. I think it was a XJ, which is the more expensive one. Back then when they still producing. What the fuck happened with Jaguar, by the way? They say they're gonna take a break of making cars from, I don't know, like a year or something. Then probably they come back and they say they're gonna take a break for 2 years or something like that. What the fuck happened? It just gone? That's it? We lost another icon automotive car company? What is going on? What is going on with them? They make that absolutely insane gay advertising, whatever the fuck they trying to do there to appeal the political correctness of the I don't know exactly of who. Maybe the gay people buy their cars many more than the straight one, and they try to appeal to even more of them. I'm not sure, but it seems like they got with that, and now they're going bankrupt. So yeah, those pull downs has to be studied. I'm telling you, it's just. They have to be studied from the other companies. Otherwise, they will probably do the same mistake and they're gonna end up bankrupt. And I never saw a Chinese car company that makes gay advertisement pretty much. So just a thought there, I would say. And they seem to do pretty well. They have other problems, yeah, for sure, but it looks like BMW here. But I never seen one. And what are the fun ones that we used to have? Remember those nice advertisements? They're gone, for God's sake. This is a C-Class? I'm not sure. That's a 5 Series. And now it's a C-Class there, probably. Yeah, overall, they're doing pretty good here. Again, cars park on the street. Not a big fan of those, but again, it is what it is. The street, it's pretty wide, so it's acceptable. This is 2007. I think, yeah, 2007 was the first year when they make those street views. Even back then, they were pretty decent, but look at this. 2019, much better quality. And we see it probably like in the last 5 years, something like that. The quality didn't improve that much because kind of didn't have to. Just what's going to be next? Live footage? I don't think they can do live footage. Like definitely some sort of a confidence breach or whatever. whatever privacy they're gonna get sued for, but I'm not sure exactly how better we could be at this one. Probably like street numbers, I will assume, just have exactly the number of the house, the name of the street, a bit more interactive, the stores that we have there. That's probably gonna be the next step. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know how much better they can do. Look at these guys. They have a Porsche here and a Branco. Very expensive car. This is 2022, so very recently. I don't like those blur ones. I mean, look at this. What exactly supposed to blur here? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Those one has to be fixed too. But it's something that, again, probably like a safe house or something like that. Some people in witness protection. I don't know. Look at this huge house. Wow, it's a nice pool, but again, you can fool around in that pool. You're gonna see it from the street. So we need to plant more trees and fast, make them grow faster. But overall, this is clearly an expensive area, a white expensive area, 100%. It's just, I mean, look at this, looking very nice. And a G-class right there, the nice, decent houses. Huge ones, by the way. They're looking good. They're looking good, yeah, for sure. I mean, look at this blue BMW. I like those colors. See, there are those cars that they just make them in like very dark colors and very neutral. They look nice. I'm not saying, I mean, look at this Volvo looking absolutely great, but I don't know, at some point it's just, you have enough. Clearly a white area, this one, as you can see even on that map, they're looking pretty good. They're looking very expensive from what I see. But again, it's the capital. It's Washington D.C. Probably supposed to be expensive in our lifetime, in our timeline, at least not lifetime, hopefully. But yeah, probably those, they are desirable properties, I have to say. So probably those one, they're gonna get the last one. They're gonna be accessible to everyone. They get dirt cheap. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's a really gray area right now in the real estate. I'm not sure exactly which one is gonna, which part of the urban area they're gonna get dismembered. I would say first. Oh, that's a nice E-class. Because like I say, most of the people is gonna want to go migrate to the countryside once they fix work. Wow, that's a lot of gay flags here. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, clearly this is a gay district, 100%. This is a gay district. I mean, look at those guys. They're just getting... I'm not sure exactly why they call it Pride. I don't see, and I don't understand it. Where is the pride? I mean, and what the pride has to do with gays, but for whatever reason, they like to piss everyone up with those things. So, I mean, they have even the sex store here or something like that. I don't know. It's just a weird way that they're trying to drag attention over them, and it's not doing so well in my opinion. But again, it's people. Yes, people always would be weird. But those people are a bit much than the average, I would say. But yeah, overall here in Washington D.C., which, like I said, they seems like pretty much an entire city. In some areas there, as we saw, pretty good. I want to check this one too. I don't think they have houses, just some sort of a park here. Yeah, when you can just run and enjoy life. That's pretty nice. Overall, they're doing pretty good. Even here, see, you have a river. You have a forest if you want to get away from that chaos of the city. From my understanding, they're doing some, not exactly here, but I heard that even in California, in some areas, like if you want to go to the park or you want to hike the mountains, you have to pay a tax, which is absolutely insane. I mean, since when we put a price on the nature, for God's sake? But I guess Americans, they like to charge you for everything. Have a nice Range Rover here from that guy. They're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well. Overall here in Washington DC, not everyone, but so far this seems like the average. It's up there. It's not a cheap city to live, that's for sure. Not my taste, probably. I don't know, this one and Maryland as a state, they're on the last position, the least favorite of mine. it's nice. I mean, it's nothing like a something like a third world or second world country, something like that. No, just not on my taste. Most of them, especially in the white areas, is clean. They keep, I don't know, adding new buildings or whatever the fuck they're doing here. But yeah, overall, what is this? Wizards, Washington. No idea. Overall, yeah. What is that? The capital? The Is that a capital? No, it's some sort of national museum or something like that, right? Gallery of art. Oh, okay, okay, pretty good. Yeah. Overall, it's nice. It's interesting. I like it, but not enough to say, oh, you know what? It would be great to move there or something like that. No. And clearly, if you live in the United States, you have much better option than this one. But again, wow, look at how many flags they have here. What the fuck? How many times they get them to put them here? What the fuck? It's from the inauguration or what? Definitely, you have a much January 2021. Yeah, definitely was the inauguration of Biden, I think. Right? Biden has to be in 2021. Yeah, you have much better options to live so far. Even in Maine, it's a much better one, the better option than this one. Um, not for me, that's for sure, not for me. But again, if you live in if you like those areas, wow, not a white guy here. I'm just like those Indians ones, and I have no idea why they're sitting like there. Okay, they're the only one. Yeah, they feel like they're home, I guess. Yeah, overall, I think Washington DC is a nice city, but it's not for me. It's not the best of the best. If I have a choice so far to, let's say, move in the United States and the government say, hey, pick up state and you're gonna go there, Washington DC is not gonna be one of them, and either Maryland. But again, it's a small one. It's a capital. It's important. It's the pretty much all the political action happening. It's here. Not sure exactly. Like I said, we see the white good areas pretty much here in the mostly green, densely populated, let's say, by the trees area. So probably, yeah, those politicians that they have a home here, probably living in those areas. The east-south one with the black more, live more blacks, yeah, not that desirable. But for some whatever reason, they keep staying there, probably because of the jobs. And again, I keep saying, once you fix the job market, you're gonna fix pretty much the country, the world, especially in the Western world. So yeah, that was the video for today. If you're living in this area and watch these videos, just leave a comment and say how things are there. But from what I see, yeah, even though you're doing very well and you don't care that much about anything else happening outside your bubble, or you're doing pretty poorly, and yeah, you always demand for more. So again, I assuming this is a Democrat state, let's call it like that. Again, it's probably supposed to be like neutral state because you have like both party at least here, but yeah, let's face it, it feels more like from a Democrat's perspective. But yeah, overall, not the best that America has to offer 100%, but far better than the rest of the world at the same time. So yeah, check the videos that I make and see you next time.